We are really, really privileged to be able to see arts education improve students in a lot of different ways. The most notable way, the most immediate change that we see is students becoming more creative and confident in their voice and their self-expression. When you bring the arts into any space where it wasn't previously, the real immediate change you see is just students' faces lighting up.
You really get to see a light bulb moment when you bring those experiences in and you integrate them with the content that they are already learning in the classroom.
I remember as a student, some of the most exciting days of school for me and that I still remember were when we went on field trips to see performing arts, Alabama Shakespeare Festival, places like that, or when we had artists or performances at school. That was one thing for me especially that got me excited about school and really helped me be engaged in other classes throughout the day as well.
It is an engagement strategy. It's something that really hooks students into the content and makes them want to learn more. And oftentimes it shows them opportunities for how they could expand their knowledge into the career world as they become adults, or even choosing options for college and careers that they might want to see. It's things that they've never been exposed to that really get them interested.
We've seen students be able to really grow in the areas of math and reading when they have an opportunity to be creative in the left brain, if you may. So I definitely feel like when it comes to the expression that kids make and just having that opportunity to be creative and say that I drew that or I made that with my group is amazing to see kids express themselves in those areas, but it also comes out in the areas that we really wanted to come out in, which is reading and math.
I really, believe and think a lot about these, I call the 5 C's of the benefits of sustained quality arts education. And those are critical thinking skills, communication skills, collaboration skills, creativity, and confidence. And most of those also are near the tops of the list if you look at what CEOs and HR folks are looking for in employees. We need people to be creative and collaborate on teams and think critically and creatively to figure out how to solve some of the problems that we face.
When we think of the best ideas that have come up in humanities history, they all came from curiosity and they all came from questioning. When we bring in contemporary art that is conscious of the inequities in our world, that is conscious of our natural environment and the importance of taking care of that, a student will see that artwork and will have that curiosity and will express it through art.
I work with students who may get all in all sorts of trouble outside of the classroom, even inside of the classroom. But I've had the opportunity to watch students just get silent and focus when they're engaging in visual art, right? And so I think that's important because people are wired creatively, and oftentimes when children don't have a creative outlet and when they aren't able to discover who they are creatively and understand their purpose, they don't necessarily get what they need. But sometimes exposing children to the arts kind of provides that, and it exposes children to something that they didn't even know was providing a lifeline for them.
It's important that all students in Alabama have access to arts education for so many reasons. I think about just the benefit to them personally, the social, emotional, creative, academic benefit that the arts just inherently have. It is in our interest to have young people who are creative and can think outside the box and think innovatively about creating that future that we know that we're headed towards.
I think the equity of access is very important so that students can be given lots of opportunities to try things and see what they really like, and then use that to guide programming within your school to offer more of those pieces and opportunities.
I've been enjoying seeing what Amp Up Arts is doing for the community, from those who were denied and underexposed and not necessarily having opportunity that some of our counterparts have locally. I've seen people being able to engage in ways that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to engage.
Well, in Alabama, I think the number one thing that comes up over and over is lack of funding. There is not the kind of infrastructure in place nor the policies in place that require arts education in every school. So it is often left up to local districts and who have a lot of competing needs and priorities, and unfortunately arts may be the first thing that gets cut when there are budget cuts, even though we know how critically important those are to keep in schools and reinforce all of the other subjects as well.